On March 12, 2024, I received a vision, and in this vision, I was taken to hell. In this vision, I saw stairs going up to heaven. As I went up, I came to a field of flowers. I saw Jesus in front of me, but all of a sudden, it seemed like the flowers were starting to grow or rise, and they came all the way up to my chest. I wasn't sure what was happening. I was losing sight of Jesus. The flowers around me were rising up on me, and I felt like I was drowning. I was so confused, and I thought I must be imagining this. But all of a sudden, I realized that we were traveling down, descending. The flowers were not growing or rising. We were descending. I was descending down into a dark place. Jesus was walking in front of me, and I was behind him as he was leading the way down into a dark chamber on narrow stairs. I saw something that resembled jail cells on both sides. The place seemed narrow and dark. In the cell on the right, I saw someone laying flat facing down with their arms stretched out in a chained position, chained to a bench, totally immobilized. In the other cell, the person was chained to the wall. Scorpion-like creatures, amongst other creatures, were crawling under them, on them, going through their bodies and coming out of their eyes, as they experienced unimaginable agony. It was evident that they were enduring both physical torment and extreme terror. These cells were open, and the scorpion-like creatures were coming and going between the cells. There were other disgusting and scary crawling creatures around them. We kept walking. I was following Jesus, and there was a little curve on the way. The walkway was narrow, and there were curves on the walkway. It was not a straight path. Up next to the left, there was someone chained to the ceiling by their hands. His legs were chained too while he was hanging. Something like a hot lava was being poured on his back, and this person kept shouting, "I don't deserve this," as he looked at us. Hot lava was being poured on his back while fire was burning in front of his body. The demons kept moving him backward and forward. He was tortured from both directions. There were at least 2 demons around him that were torturing him this way. This person said, "I don't deserve this. Why am I here? God is not good. He would not let this happen if he was good." This person was telling me, "Listen, tell him. I did not deserve this, tell him." But Jesus said, "What you do on earth will determine your eternal life." This person kept arguing that he did not deserve this and wanted me to speak to Jesus on his behalf. It seemed like he thought that Jesus would change his mind if I asked him. But Jesus said, "No, my judgment is final. There is no way out." As we moved on, I saw the horror in this person's eyes. He had a moment of hope seeing us. Jesus said we needed to move on and told me to stay close to him. Jesus told me to stay close because I lingered in shock of what I was seeing. "We don't have a lot of time," Jesus said. "We have to keep moving." In the other cell, there was a hole in the ground, and from the hole, many crawling creatures were crawling up and down, like millions of them. I felt like someone was down underground in that hole. I didn't see anyone, just lots of insects on the ground, coming out of the hole. They tormented this person underground. Jesus said, "Stay close," as I looked to see if there was someone in there in that cell. I didn't see anybody, but I knew someone was in that hole underground. As we moved on, I saw many people in a bigger cell shouting, "Let us out, Son of God," they were shouting, with their arms stretching out of the cell in desperation. But Jesus said, "You had many chances. It is done." Then Jesus said, "Don't be afraid of what I'm about to show you." As we passed by another cell on the right, I saw people that had chains around their necks, and their heads were being cut off. They put their heads back on only to have them cut off again by demons. Then I saw a river of lava, a pond of lava in a cave. I saw a pastor's wife specifically. This lady came out of the river of lava, and she said, "All the things we had done for you, Jesus, and this is how you repay us." Jesus answered, "You misled my children." She was blaspheming Jesus while telling me, "This is how he treats us and repays us. He will do the same with you." Jesus said, "Go back into the river of lava." Then Jesus turned to me and said, "I have no compassion on those who mislead my children, Christine. Come with me now. You have to stay very close. This is not our territory." The pastor's wife from the river of lava shouted again, "Come back to us. You owe us. You have to have compassion on us. You cannot leave us here." But Jesus said, "I owe you nothing. You made a business out of my Father's business." The pastor's wife shouted, "We worked for you. People came to you. Never mind how we did it. We saved souls, led souls to you." Jesus said, "You misled many." I was thinking, this person just does not give up. She's very persistent in arguing for her sake. She wants to pursue and argue regarding unfairness. As these people try to come out, to rise from the lava, the demons standing on the side keep pushing them back with their forks. In another cell on the left, a big snake immobilizes a person who is standing and hissing inside the person's mouth. Another snake is circling around the person in the prison cell. As we keep moving in one corner into the wall, something like a volcano is coming up from the ground, and the huge giant spider-like creature is crawling up and starting to move on the road where we came from, to torture, scare, and hurt the people we passed by. Jesus said, "Stay very close." And immediately I saw snakes under us, like the ground turning to snakes, and the ground was moving. I was still in shock of this place as I asked Jesus, "What is this place? Snakes, lava." Jesus said, "It's the place of torture, Christine. Satan is on top and demons are his minions. They're here to execute his orders." As we walked up and away, I saw several relatives lining up and appearing to me. I recognized them. The last relative said, "Tell them not to come to this place. Tell them to accept Jesus." In this vision, we were on the bottom of the hell. Hell is like a big, very deep, deep hole down into the ground. The top of this hole goes up to the earth. It's not open. Around the hole there is a spiral path where you can go upwards. This is where I was walking with Jesus. Around the bottomless pit there are levels and prison cells. In the middle, where Satan, the beast, can come down and access everywhere. It's like a spiral of tunnels, deep, the bottomless pit. I saw people falling into the bottomless pit. As they die, they were shouting and crying out, "Save us." Jesus said, I don't want my children here, Christine. I did not create this place for them. This place is for Satan and his demons. This is not the place for my children. My children cannot end up in the bottomless pit. It was not created for them. Heaven is for my children. I want my children to be where I am.